G'day guys, welcome back to the Devon Too Good Investing channel. Today in this video we're going to be talking about why Tattooed Chef has fallen 10% in the last 5 days, and there are really two key main reasons why. So before we get into it guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and yeah, let's get into the two reasons why Tattooed Chef stock has fallen. So the first reason is due to the rescheduling of their earnings. So Tattooed Chef, they were meant to drop their earnings a few days ago. It was previously scheduled for the 10th of November. However, on the day of earnings, the company came out and they said they're going to have to delay their earnings and reschedule it. And the reason they gave for this delay of earnings is due to additional time needed to finalize the company's financial statements. And the company also told us that they will notify us when the earnings release and conference call will be coming out as soon as possible. So this has pretty much created a bit of sort of worry and anxiety among investors, and it's led to a bit of a sell-off. Personally, I'm not too worried. It's just a reschedule. I can understand why some people are sort of angry at this or worried about this, especially because they left it to the day of earnings to call for this reschedule, which in my opinion is pretty slack. And if you're not going to be able to release your earnings, at least give a few days notice. Don't leave it to the very day of the earnings and then just drop this on your investors. But my question is this going to affect the fundamentals of the business? And I'd say probably not. Their reasoning is to finalize additional time. Is that they require additional time to finalize the financial statements. What would you rather have? The company release, financial statements that are incorrect, or would you rather them, take a little bit of extra time to make sure that there's no errors? Because when you release financial statements and people lose, when you release financial statements with false information, the consequences for, Tattooed Chef's board and management are quite high. That you can lead to, quite serious fines, even jail time in some cases. And it would really diminish Tattooed Chef's reputation, quite honestly, among investors. So look, it is kind of a broad sort of reason they've given. They haven't been too specific, but is it going to affect the revenue? No. Is it affecting the stores and the distribution that they're going to be getting into? No. So to me, it is a little disappointing. It shows a little bit of incompetence, but look, I'm not worried. As long as they come out and they produce good earnings, then look, I'll just forget about it and move on. So let's get on to the second reason now. So the second reason is because of this SEC filing. It's actually a prospectus allowing Sam Galletti, the CEO, to pretty much sell his shares. We can see that he does have 39 million shares of Tattooed Chef that he can sell now. Honestly, look, this is a little bit worrying because I'm pretty sure he owns 40% of the company. So if he decided to dump all his shares, that's going to really hurt the stock price. But in my opinion, Sam Galletti would be crazy to dump his shares at this moment as they're expanding. And I see Tattooed Chef becoming a much bigger company in the future. So it'd be pretty crazy to sell significant amounts of his shares. But this man's probably got most of his net worth tied up in these shares, and all great CEOs from pretty much any company, they sell their shares from time to time. They got bills to pay, they've still got things they want to do with their life. So if we see Sam Galletti go and sell small portions of his shares, here and there, as long as it's not too significant and it's not aggressively selling his shares, you see Jeff Bezos selling his shares. You see Mark Zuckerberg sells his shares consistently, even though he still owns a fair amount of the company. Even Elon Musk, like he's selling some of his shares. But yeah, it's really, this is normal. This is normal. This is nothing to sort of get worked up over. So yeah, that's the second reason why. And then let's just like remind ourselves on why we're invested in Tattooed Chef. Like look at this innovation here. They're still aggressively expanding their products. You can see, pretty much every year they're pretty much doubling their amount of products every year. So look, they're not taking their foot off the gas pedal. They're going for it. Like, this isn't the company slacking off. Like, would you rather the company sort of focus on this sort of stuff here, or would you rather them focus on this sort of stuff here? Like, look, this stuff's important to get right, but not at the sacrifice of this. Revenue growth, 52% year over year. Established brand growth, I think this is an even better indicator. This is growing at 82% year over year. They got plenty of cash in the balance sheet. They just went out and acquired Belmont Confectionery Factory. That's going to be providing more revenue. They went and acquired Caston Tortilla Factory in Foods, New Mexico. That's going to drive revenue growth in the future. They're going to be expanding into more stores, more SKUs, more product categories. I feel like you'd be insane to sort of jump out of this now, especially because nothing truly bad has happened yet. Maybe if they come out and their earnings are terrible and you don't believe in the company anymore, that's one thing. But so far the facts have not changed, and we need to stick to the facts. And even this year, there are distribution growth, their total store growth. Look at this, like they're aiming for 10,000 stores by the end of the year. And this presentation was back in September. So, and pretty much for their Q3 earnings, they're expecting 12,000 plus total stores. So that's just like monstrous growth. As you can see, in 2020, they had 4,000, and now they're aiming for like more than 12,000. That's the triple in total store count right there. So they're killing it. Like, look at all these sort of retailers that they're in now. In 2020, this list, it was 6 strong. There's some pretty important people in this list. The club stores like Sam's Club, Costco. But, they've been doing really well in Target, pretty good in Walmart. And now they're in Kroger, Sprouts, Whole Foods, Albertsons, Safeways, Publix, Meijer. Like, it's just, the list is growing pretty big. Like, there's no denying it. And even their brand against other brands. Like, look at this. Plant-based frozen entrees. Tattooed Chef had 3 of the top 10 best items since launch in March 2021. Like, even when we look at velocities, the dollar velocity is 60% above its nearest competitor. Like, it's quite insane how this brand's performing. You can even see they got their media campaign, their marketing campaign going out, and they're reaching more and more people. This should drive more awareness for the products. But yeah, guys, nothing's changed. Sam hasn't dumped all his shares. He can dump all his shares now. But will he? Well, it probably not. It's just speculation, quite honestly. So, I mean, the reschedule, they're going to reschedule their conference call. They're going to get it right. We'll see what the numbers are. So really, this is a bit overblown. It is a bit disappointing that they didn't notify us earlier about rescheduling the conference call. But I mean, focus on the facts, focus on the business. If they come out and they perform on earnings, then all this worrying would be for nothing. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for listening and have a good one.